At the end of lesson 4, maze level is going to be your first assessment for this new unit. And in this project, you're going to create your own maze for your character to navigate. You will have to program a new background image, a hero, walls, enemies, and obstacles. I have some examples for you that are A-level examples. They do both of the bonuses that are on here. Your minimum requirements are these. Must have a background scene, must have maze walls for them to navigate through, a minimum of 2 enemies that glide or move in some way, a minimum of 2 obstacles for the hero to move around. They can move just like the enemies, or they can just sit still. Hero must move using the arrow keys, and the hero must not be able to walk through the walls. The bonuses are to make it look like your character's actually running, and your hint here is to switch to the run costume for each movement. And the other bonus is to make your character go back to the beginning if they touch any obstacle or the enemies. So here's 3 drawn examples that I gave using some different parts in here. I'm going to show you 2 examples that are A-level. This one right here is, here's your hero. There's 2 enemies and 2 obstacles are the comets. The arrow keys move and you can see it looks like my person is running. You want to make it through this maze. Now, if I touch one of the bad guys, it puts me back up to the beginning and I have to try again. And I can get all the way through. There's no end to it. You just have to be able to navigate it. The other one is a train maze. So it has a hero. It has some enemies on it, a pirate and a grumpy old man, and then a mouse and a raccoon. And you're just trying to get around everybody here. Now the mouse and the raccoon could just stay put, but you'd have to put them in a place where you wouldn't get, you'd be able to go around them if they stay in place. But you could add them around like where these guys move if you wanted to make it a little bit harder to get through here. Oh no, darn it, I got touched. But that's what you'll be working on. So to do this project, you're going to go to our lesson 4 in Programming 301. And in that lesson, what you're going to do on the maze level is start building it here. So the first thing you're going to do is think about what you want to do. I want you to plan it out, which means you're going to need to go look at what some of the backgrounds and options are for building these things. You can see I've made a space for each of these. If you go in, this is one that I had built previously, but if you go into to begin with, it'll be completely empty. You won't have any of this stuff here. It'll be just a blank stage. If you click on this little gear, you can add a background. And there are a lot of scenes, but there are more scenes in every single one of these media libraries on the left-hand side. So you're not just stuck with these default scenes. You can pick any kind of scene that you want. Once you find the scene that you want to use, like I say, you were going to do, I'll do one with this kitchen just to show you something different. You then will put in some maze walls. So I have a bunch of these here from before that I had put in, but to do them, you're just going to add an actor. And in the media library, you'll go in, and I'm doing a kitchen one, so maybe I would do knives and forks as my walls or my mazes. You can do whatever you want. Make it fun, make it your own. You can rotate these items too. I'm going to delete each of these. Delete. And once you're in, if you make your screen nice and big like this, you'll be able to copy and paste. So you can right click and copy and paste to make a new actor instead of grabbing it. You can also rotate your items like this to make your maze wall. So I'm going to make a little maze of silverware here. So here I've done a lot of copying and pasting, and I've made this little fork maze. And then what I'm going to want to do is add in my actor. If you want your character to be able to move, you need to use the character builder. So I want to find someone that looks maybe like a little chef. I don't know if there is one here that looks like a little chef. I don't think so. Yeah, nobody looks like a chef. That makes me super sad. That's all right. You can adjust any of the parts of the characters that you want to in here, change what they look like, make them super weird. Whatever you want to do for that character, okay? And then put your character where you want them to begin in the maze. Make sure they're sized so they can actually get through the maze. Like you have to actually be able to move them through there without hitting the walls. So that means you would need to mess with the size, and that might mean going in here and resizing them a little bit to get through there. And then you'll add in each of your obstacles and your enemies and get them moving. So it's up to you what you want to do with your obstacles. So in mine, maybe my enemies will be man with a stomach ache. Maybe I'll have two dudes with a stomach ache here. Those are going to be my bad guys. I would then code them to get moving. So when you want to code your main guy to move, so I'm going to first just get my characters in here. I'm going to have two guys with stomach aches. To get your main character moving, you're going to want to look back at what you did. We got the knight moving in this lesson. So if you go back and look at the knight, you have this information, okay? It's all there. Now this next costume part is what makes the knight look like he's moving. One of the things they didn't show you in here is that you need to start with a costume. So if I go to my maze level and I want to get my main actor moving, I need to start that actor out on their that costume. I might want to get them to switch to the costume that is the run costume. They all have one, okay? That's going to get him in the costume he needs to be in for running. That's the little hint that I put in there. So on start, you want to be in the run costume. So now you can see he's ready to run. Perfect, okay? Then you have to get him moving. So you're going to look for when those up arrows are pressed and do all that code that you need to get him moving. Once you've got him moving, then you're going to code each of these guys to react or to move and around. The way that they move around is going to be, so one of the blocks you can use to make your characters move in a really neat way is the glide block, which is not one we've used a lot, but it's not hard to use. So let's look at it. We're going to go to motion and we're going to click on the man with the tummy ache here. We're going to have him glide back and forth. So I'm going to start with on start and forever. I'm going to have him go back and forth forever. And I'm going to need a wait in here as well because I want him to wait between blocks. And I'm going to need two of those, but let's do glide. Here's the glide. All right, so forever. We're going to take the character and I'm going to have him glide back and forth here, okay? Or up and down here. That probably wouldn't work though. I'd never get through there. So we'll go back and forth. And I'll make him a little bit smaller, and I will have him glide, I'll have him glide up and down off the scene from here to here, okay? Otherwise you're never going to get through. So I'll start him right here, and I can see his location is, if I hold my mouse, 26 to 80. So man with stomach ache, Oh, wrong man with stomach ache. We're going to glide to, so here's his first position, is that 26, 270. And then I'm going to wait 1 second. I'm going to glide to that next location. And that next location will be down here. And I'm just going to hold my mouse somewhere and find one. We'll do 50, 100. It's actually 50, negative 100. And then I need another wait a second. Otherwise, he's going to move super weird. So if I play this now, oh, and that's the wrong guy. But that's weird. Oh, he's going now. There we go. I got to get this guy and change where he is. But this one's gliding and moving. So the second one is going to have pretty much the same code. So I'm just going to copy. And I'm going to go to this guy and I'm going to throw out what I put in here and paste it. And I'm going to make him a little bit smaller. And I'm going to have him glide up and down as well. He's just going to be at a different X and Y location. So his Y location is about 200. We'll leave him there. Yeah, his Y is going to change. His X is what I want to get. Hold on. 435. Okay, so 435, but his Y, we're going to move him up and down. So we're going to go from 200 to where he is right now, which is negative 193. So now when I run it, he moves up and down, and they kind of move together now. So I could change this if I wanted them to move opposite and move this guy here and this one here. And now he should glide opposite of the other one. There we go. You could also change the how long he glides for. You could change the wait time and mess with that, but that's how you're going to get that actor moving. And then you'll do the same thing with your obstacles, and then you're all done.